Good afternoon, softball fans. Welcome to Great Kills Little League here in Staten Island, New York, where we are in the middle of pool play for this 10U softball regional tournament. Folks, New York playing their second consecutive game here at Great Kills Little League. They are coming off of the curtails of a close 2-1 loss to Delaware. They came just 60 feet from tying that game up. They had bases loaded in the sixth inning, but could not get that run across. So they now have an opportunity to squarely put that behind them and improve their record to 2-1. On the other hand, Maryland, playing their first game of the day, they are 0-1. Just yesterday, they lost to New Jersey. That was a 4-0 loss. New Jersey is also sitting at 1-1 along with New York. Every team in the Mid-Atlantic region is at 1-1 except for Maryland, who is 0-1, and Pennsylvania, they are 2-0. We won't forget that this is not just a Mid-Atlantic tournament. This is a New England tournament as well. The pool play is shared between the two regions. And then at the end of this whole thing, once a regional champion for both Mid-Atlantic and New England has been determined, they will play each other on Wednesday to determine the East regional champion. And that team will go on to the Little League World Series. So still a lot to be determined. Still everything to play for. For now, the teams can only focus on this one game, and it will all begin with Mia Goldberg. Squares up to bunt to start out the first inning. Pulls back for ball one. The lineup for New York is as followed. Mia Goldberg at second base. Madison Pyrus at short. Ella Marchese batting third and pitching. As Goldberg loops this one over the third baseman Baker's head, and that's an infield single. What smart play by Goldberg. She squared the bunt for the first pitch, and that drew Baker in closer to attempt to anticipate the bunt. And with that positioning, Goldberg was able to loop a softly hit fly ball over her head. So it's one on for Pyrus. Let's get through that order. Marchese at pitcher, Harkins at catcher, Amelia Pissarro at first, Adriana Messina at third, Sloan Barbulis in center, Rosalie Tampa, extra hitter, Ariana Tricomi in left, Penelope Chiricella in right, and Amy Goldberg, another extra hitter. Here's a bunt down the first base line, fielded cleanly by the pitcher, Curry. The throw over to first, however, is dropped. Jocelyn Keaton couldn't squeeze it. That is an E3 for Pyrus getting on base, and now it's 2 on and nobody out here in the first. That brings up Ella Marchese. So immediately, despite getting soft contact on both of the two batters she's faced, Avery Curry in some trouble. Needs an out. This is lined up the middle for a base hit. Marchese making strong contact. Rounding third is Mia Goldberg. There will be no throw, and she is safe at home. New York, immediately forgetting about the game prior, coming out to an early lead before recording it out. What a start. Marchese wasting no time, taking that first pitch right back up the middle. Curry does not seem to be distressed. She showed some signs of shaking it all off before delivering her first pitch to Addison Harkins, the catcher. It was out of the zone for ball one. Runners on first and second, folks. Here's the 1-0. It's low. Well scooped by the catcher, Rohrer, preventing the runners from being able to advance. Harkins looking to extend the rally. Curry just looking for an out. 2-0, swung on and missed. Harkins in the game just passed was 1 for 2. She was the batter who hit a very confusing sort of double play. We won't get exactly into what happened on this broadcast because it was rather confusing. She was originally safe at first, but then started to turn towards second and was forced to run. And that ended up in her being tagged out at second. This is lined into right field. It's another hit. Single for Marchese. Stopping at third is Madison Pyrus. And the bases are loaded. New York hitting Avery Curry hard. That's 4 straight batters without an out. And she's in serious trouble. This could get out of control quickly if Pissarro can reach base safely. The silver lining is there's a force out at every base now. So if they get a ground ball, they can bring it home and prevent a run from scoring. That pitch is high for ball 2. Four batters, 3 singles, and an error. Boy, would it be nice to have that out under their belt. Curry having to do it the hard way. That pitch is high but in the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitching matchup is Avery Curry, as you see here, facing off against Ella Marchese, New York's third baseman last game. Swing and a miss. Count is now 2-2. Amelia Pissarro with a big opportunity here. If she can make solid contact, she can break this game open early. Here it is. It's in there for a called strike 3. Pissarro leaves the bat on her shoulder and strolls right back to the dugout. Huge first out for Avery Curry. Exactly what she needed in that situation. First out of the game. That brings up Adriana Messina. First pitch to Messina is low. Still only 1 run scored. Of course, the situation's still quite precarious. Bases loaded. That pitch is high, ball 2. So Curry behind. 2-0. Last thing she wants is to walk in a run, so she's got to find the zone here. Messina certainly in no rush to swing. Takes a cut there, fouls it back. Curry, despite the pressure, looks unfazed. She's got the pink mask to go with the orange ribbon tied into her hair. And that matches the dark blue and orange jerseys for Maryland quite nicely. Some high quality kits that they got on. Another team with sleeveless jerseys. Delaware have gone with that decision as well. It's 3-1. Curry cannot miss. Makes her choice, sets, delivers. Swung on and missed. So Messina got the green light with a 3-1 count. Came up empty, and now the count is juiced. Curry with the payoff pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Curry coming up clutch here in the first inning. Who thought you could be clutch in the first inning? Well, you can. And now what was a bases loaded, nobody out situation is now a bases loaded 2 out situation. It's Sloan Borbolis. First pitch is low. This would be a huge missed opportunity for New York early in this game if they cannot plate another runner. Not only that, but it could be a huge boost for Curry and Maryland going into the bottom half. That pitch was a strike. So now the count's even at 1-1. Borbolis hoping to capitalize on the opportunity afforded to her in this at-bat. That pitch catches the inside corner, and now it's 1-2. Curry is one strike away from escaping this jam. What an impressive effort that would be. Here's the 1-2. Fouled down the third baseline. Good job by Borbolis to fight it off and stay in the at-bat. Count remains 1-2. Curry rocks back. Surges forward with the pitch. It's outside. Well done by the catcher, Bailey Rohrer, keeping that ball in front of her. 2-2. Swung on and missed, and down she goes. Curry puts herself in a pickle. Bases loaded, nobody out, and then escapes with 3 consecutive strikeouts. What a performance from Curry early on in this game. New York does score 1 run. They could have had many more, but they still do establish their early lead. And Maryland will get their first opportunity up at bat. But before we get there, we will take a quick break between half innings. When we return, Maryland bats. See you soon. Moments away from first inning action here. Maryland getting their first turn up at bat. Once again, New York, despite being the actual home team in this competition, they are great kills Little League softball. They are functioning as the away team. So Maryland getting the bottom of the first here. And before the first batter comes up, I'm going to get us through the batting order here. So leading off, right fielder, number 13, Reagan Smith. She's followed by shortstop Brooklyn Schnabel. Then second baseman Madeline Schiffler. Batting cleanup is the catcher, Bailey Rohrer. Then Avery Curry, the pitcher. Kylie Cook, extra hitter. London Baker, third baseman. McKenna Goodwin, center fielder. Evelyn Russ, extra hitter. Ansley Moser, left fielder. Jocelyn Keaton at first. And rounding it out is Kylie Yates, the extra hitter. Who will give Ella Marchese the most trouble? She'll have a hard time pitching as well as her teammate did just before her. That was Adriana Messina. The two of them have switched spots, so Messina now at third and Marchese in the pitching circle. Marchese, to her credit, played a very strong third base in the prior game, handling the hot corner with grace. It's a difficult position to play, especially in softball, with how quickly those batters get from home to first. We'll see how Messina handles the same responsibilities. Meanwhile, Marchese, she's got the ultimate responsibility. First pitch is swung on and missed by Reagan Smith. It's strike 1. Name of the game for New York in this matchup is offense. They were unable to produce more than 1 run against Delaware. They're going to have to produce a higher tally if they want to secure a victory here against Maryland. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Marchese. Here's the third pitch. It's fouled off. So it seems like Marchese's going for an aggressive approach, trying to pound the zone as much as possible. And that always works at the start, and then once you start losing your location a little bit, the strategy kind of falls away. Here's the 0-2 once again. Fouled off once again. Reagan Smith, the right fielder. Short in stature, but definitely speedy. She's also got that orange bow. Complements the jersey very well. 0-2 once more. Slices it back again. So Marchese having to work hard in this first at bat. Still ahead in the count, hasn't thrown a ball. 0-2 again. Swung on to miss, strike three, there it is. So for all of Reagan Smith's aggression, she cannot square up that ball. And she goes down swinging for out number one. A good start for Ella Marchese, getting that strikeout. That'll bring up Brooklyn Schnabel, the shortstop. She takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Schnabel, the shortstop, number 18, wearing a nice orange and black helmet. She's got the orange and black hat as well. You have to appreciate the color coordination that goes on in this tournament. These players know how to style their outfits. 2-0 here. Marchese behind. It's not 2-0. The scoreboard out in right field is not always accurately reflecting the actual count. So I have to be aware of that going forwards. It's 1-2. So Marchese looking to close out the second out of the inning. Schnabel fouls it back. A lot of softball going on here at Great Kills Little League. The schedule is packed. This is already the fourth game on this field. There was also a game going on at the field directly behind me where I'm currently standing. So it's the sixth game of the day for this tournament. Pool play stops for no one. Here's the 2-2. Just low. So Schnabel works back from being behind 1-2. She brings the count full. 3-2. Marchese's got to put her away with the payoff pitch. Rocks back, surges forwards, and that's high for ball four. So Schnabel with a great at-bat. She works a walk. And Maryland has a one-out base runner. Marchese now has to be careful keeping that ball in front of her catcher Harkins, otherwise she will provide Schnabel with a free extra base. Big cut at that first pitch by Madeline Schiffler. Swung out of her shoes with that one. Didn't make contact. It's 0-1. New York had a very productive first inning. They got a run out of it. Maryland hoping to respond in kind. That pitch just missed. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Marchese still settling in here. Here's the 1-1. Early on that pitch was Schiffler. Good off-speed mix by Marchese. 1 ball and 2 strike now. 1 down, 1 runner on first. Schnabel has not left the bag. Not looking to steal. Here's the delivery. Fouled off. Sneaks into that first base dugout. We've seen that quite a few times so far today. It's a dangerous spot to stand in that first base dugout. Maryland coach was stood in that gap between the fence and the wall, and now she takes cover. I think that's the right choice. Still at 1-2, Marchese brings it home, and this is flied into right center field. The ranging over is Borbolis, and she makes the catch. Wonderful defensive effort from the center fielder. She had to run quite a long way to make that play, but she made it look easy. Not only was that a stellar effort out there, but it was huge for Ella Marchese, and it keeps the runner at first. So Bailey Rohrer is now up to bat. Schnabel still standing on first base. Bailey Rohrer behind the plate. You don't often see a catcher batting cleanup, but both of these teams have their catcher in the cleanup spot. What a funny coincidence. This is fouled into the netting behind the first base dugout. One ball and one strike here to Rohrer. Maryland hoping to manufacture a 2-out rally here. 1-1 pitch. Catches the zone for strike 2. Really well done by Marchese to keep that ball in the glove of her catcher. Schnabel has not been able to steal a base. 1-2 here. It's low, and this one does get past Harkins. And there is Schnabel's base. Well, the commentator's curse is alive and well, that's for certain. To the New York fans, I say, my bad. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite New York. They only need one more strike to get out of the inning. 2-2 here to Rohrer. Goes through her pre-pitch routine. Here's the delivery. It's flied foul down the right field line, and it hits high off of a metal pole. That was fortunate for anyone who's parked on the street on the other side of the field, because that was above the net. Really unlikely to hit the pole like that. Nevertheless, count remains 2-2. Rohrer looking to bring it into the first. This is fly to second base, and making the catch is Goldberg. Mia Goldberg gets underneath that one. Keeps Maryland off the scoreboard. And the bottom of the first has come to a close. 1-0 New York. We'll take a break. When we come back, second inning action. New York versus Maryland on the PDF Sports Network. All right, folks, we are back for the top of the second inning. New York scored 1 run in the top of the first, managed a scoreless bottom half, and now are hoping to build upon their 1-0 lead. Just before we get into the action, let's take a brief look at what has gone on leading up to today's game. At 9 o'clock this morning, we kicked off. There were 2 games going on. On this field, there was Pennsylvania versus New Jersey. That was a 6-3 victory in Pennsylvania's favor. At the same time, Maine eked out a 3-2 victory over Rhode Island. Following that, at 11:30, it was Vermont versus Maine. And that was perhaps the game of the day so far, primarily because of Natalie McCurdy, who pitched a no-hitter. 15 strikeouts, no hits allowed in a narrow 4-0 victory. And right after that, it was New York versus Delaware. And as we mentioned, Delaware took the win there 2-1. Very dramatic ending there. New York had an opportunity to tie or even go ahead. Bases loaded situation. However, the pitcher for Delaware was Olivia Owens, and she got out of the jam. Striking out there was Rosalie Tampa. She went down looking. So Avery Curry gets another K. That's her 4th of the day so far. That brings up Ariana Tricomi. New York 1-1 after that loss to Delaware. Tricomi tried to pull back that bump, but it skimmed off the bat. That's a foul ball. So New York 1-1. New Jersey 1-1. Delaware 1-1. Maryland 0-1. Pennsylvania, the only team yet to lose in the Mid-Atlantic Division. And everything is in their control in terms of the first seed. If they can win their final game, which will come on Monday versus this Maryland team, then they will secure the top spot in the Mid-Atlantic region. And their reward for that would be a first-round bye. They would then play the winner of the game between the 4th and 5th seeds in the Mid-Atlantic region. Still a lot of games to be played before any of that is determined. Tricomi takes that pitch high and outside. It's now 3-2. So Curry got ahead, but hasn't been able to put Tricomi away. Tricomi is ready. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Curry makes no mistake there. She hasn't walked anyone yet. She continues to power through this New York lineup. It is now Penelope Chiricella. She is the right fielder. Takes a big cut at the first pitch, misses, strike 1. Chiricella, perhaps one of the more interesting stories of this tournament. Keep in mind, these teams are 8, 9, and 10 years old. Chiricella is 8. She's the youngest possible age you can be. Swings and misses at the second pitch, strike 2. And she's also one of the shortest players you'll find. And beyond that, she's got an injured finger. Chiricella goes down swinging on 3 straight pitches. Curry strikes out the side once again. This time she didn't load the bases first. So very strong recovery inning for Curry. And that brings the top of the second inning to an end. New York still ahead 1-0, but Maryland come up to bat when we return, hoping to erase that deficit. All the action here on PDF Sports Network. Bottom of the second, getting underway here at Great Kills Little League. Maryland up to bat against New York. The pitcher, Ella Marchese. She played third base in New York's first game today. Looking to make an impact on the mound here, and she's facing off against her opponent's pitcher, Avery Curry. Curry's behind 0-2. Marchese looking for the quick put away. Counter Curry's strikeout ability. Curry flies one into left field. Ranging back is Tricomi. She can't get it. It trickles past her. Curry will round into second base with a leadoff double. So Curry helping herself out, as many pitchers have done so far today. And now Maryland has a runner in scoring position and nobody out. It's a nice way to get your first hit of the game. Now at bat is Kylie Cook. She is an extra hitter, batting 6th. That's the highest we've seen an extra hitter be placed in a batting order so far today. Cook has got her name on the back of her helmet. Talk about customization. That pitch is above the zone. And the catcher, Harkins, is bringing that ball all the way back to the pitcher herself. making sure that Avery Curry doesn't do anything funky. 1-1 here. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Once again, Harkins doing the same thing. I think we're going to see that a few more times. It's the easiest way to make sure you don't accidentally allow the base runner to advance. Swing and a miss from Cook, and that's strike 3. And that is the first out of the inning. Second strikeout of the day for Marchese, as Harkins continues to run that ball all the way back to the circle and then fake a throw behind Avery Curry. Hasn't actually thrown it yet. First pitch into London Baker is a strike. This time the throw does come. It's behind Curry, and she's out at third. So Harkin, after faking the throw 3 times, actually does throw it the 4th time. Curry isn't expecting it, and when she takes off, the ball is there to meet her at third base. Masterful play by Harkins. Wow. That is a 2-6-5 putout, I believe. This ball is sliced foul down the first baseline. That might have been 2-4-5. I'm not sure who was covering the bag behind Curry. Either way, what a nice way to get your second out of the inning. Also eliminate the threat of a base runner in scoring position. This ball's popped directly up, and Marchese makes the catch. So a beautiful defensive inning from New York. They protect their 1-run lead, and they give themselves a chance to expand it. We will head to commercial, and we will be in the 3rd inning when we return. See you very soon. Well, Avery Curry has certainly had an eventful game so far. She has pitched very well. She's got 6 strikeouts. Every out she's recorded so far has been a strikeout. She hit a double in her first turn up to bat and then was thrown out on the base paths. She tried to bait a mistake out of the catcher, Addison Harkins, but instead Harkins made a brilliant play and was able to get an out of it. Regardless, that's all in the past. Curry now is back in the pitching circle. Trying to bunt for a hit is Amy Goldberg, and she bunts that pitch foul. So now she's got 2 strikes, and she'll be swinging. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Swings and misses for strike 3. So another strikeout from Avery Curry. She continues to mow everyone down. After those first 4 batters, she has been unstoppable. However, she now returns to the top of the order where she faced that trouble. It's Mia Goldberg, who singled to start that rally at the beginning of the game. First pitch misses, second pitch is fouled off. Goldberg looking for signals from her third base coach. Again, New York ahead 1-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's low. Talked a lot about exactly what will happen at the end of pool play, but we will cover it more completely momentarily. For now, ahead in the count is Mia Goldberg. She takes the 2-1 pitch out of the zone for ball 3. It's 3-1. Curry needs a strike here. Mia hoping for a free base. Pitch is outside for ball 4. Mia Goldberg gets her free base. And it's a 1-out base runner for New York. And that brings up Madison Pyrus. Pyrus hit a ground ball back to the pitcher. But the first baseman, Keaton, couldn't squeeze the throw. That ball nicked off of Pyrus' bat and I think caught the toe of the home plate umpire. He's in some pain. The Maryland defense will confer in the pitching circle to give him a moment. I think this is the first time we've seen a defensive conference without a coach present. Pyrus. She's behind 0-1. Hoping to advance the runner in front of her. That pitch gets past the catcher, Rohrer. Nice throw. But Goldberg had already reached second base. It's really difficult as a catcher, regardless of how well you recover and how accurately you throw that ball, to make it in time. Just such a short distance for the runner to cover. Rohrer does a good job reaching for that high fastball. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. So Curry struggling to locate just a little bit. Needs an opportunity to reset here. Pyrus takes time. Gets the okay from her third base coach. Now Curry delivers. It's a called strike. 2-2. One out, runner on second. Pyrus hoping to extend New York's lead. It's likely that a 1-run lead will not hold for the remainder of the game. And that pitch is on the outside corner, strike 3. So Pyrus will sit down. It's a backwards K. Curry continues her streak. And now it is Ella Marchese, the pitcher. First pitch to Marchese is outside. It gets away from Rohrer. Running is Goldberg, and there will not be a throw. Goldberg now 60 feet away from home plate. Curry a little frustrated with herself. She focuses back in. Delivers the 1-0, and it's past the second baseman, Schiffler. A 2-out single by Ella Marchese, and the throwback into the infield gets away. Marchese takes an extra base. Clutch batting from the pitcher, giving herself some run support. And they will pinch run from Marchese. Pyrus will step in, so she just exited the base paths and she's right back on. That's likely just to give Marchese more time to rest before the bottom half of the inning. Now up to bat is Addison Harkins. Harkins with that stellar defensive play in the bottom of the second to throw out Curry. Curry now looking to get some vengeance. It's also a matter of damage limitation for Curry. She wants to avoid any further runs being scored. It's a 1-run rally so far, generated by a walk and a single. Still a runner in scoring position here for Harkins. If she can poke one into the outfield, New York might have a third. On the outside corner, strike 3. So Curry back to her strikeout ways. She gets out of the third, but not before New York tacks on one more run. It's 2-0. Entering the bottom of the third, Maryland needs some offense. But before that happens, we will take a quick break. See you soon. New York versus Maryland. Bottom of the third starting soon here at Great Kills Little League. It's New York taking on Maryland. Trying to bounce back from that 2-1 loss to Delaware earlier today is New York. Currently they are ahead 2-0. And that can be attributed mostly to Ella Marchese. She has got a pair of RBI singles. She's also out there on the mound, hasn't given up a run yet. Gotcha. Okay, we have a slight lineup shift for Maryland. Kylie Cook, who was the extra hitter, is now in left field as McKenna Goodwin swings and misses at that high fastball. So Kylie Cook was an extra hitter, now she's a left fielder. And that means Ansley Moser, now an extra hitter. I make the changes now on my score sheet. It is 2-1. Here's the delivery from Marchese. It's in there for a called strike. Marchese's only allowed 1 hit so far. Goodwin comes up empty on that pitch. Down on strike she goes. So she sits back down and is replaced by Evelyn Russ. It's the third strikeout of the day for Marchese. Now it's Russ's turn at it, and she takes a big cut with no result. Strike 1. Evelyn Russ hoping to spark some sort of offense for Maryland, who have yet to show any real signs of life. Can't make contact on that swing either. It's 0-2. Now Russ has got to protect the plate. Here's the delivery. And she does make contact. This might sneak through. Good play by the second baseman Goldberg, but she cannot make the throw in time. An infield hit for Evelyn Russ. And that's exactly what Maryland needed. It might not be the most beautiful base hit, but they all count the same. A 1-out base runner now for Ansley Moser, the former left fielder, now extra hitter. Marchese now has got to be careful with the wild pitches. First pitch is a called strike. Marchese trying to keep the door shut. This bunt is dragged towards first. Fielded by Pissarro, and she gives to Goldberg at first for the force out. Well-organized defense there from New York. Good cover by Goldberg. It's a 3-4 putout. And now there's 2 outs and a runner on second. The pressure is on for Jocelyn Keaton. The first baseman, batting 11th in the order. Hoping to provide Maryland's first run of the game, or at the very least, add a base runner to the situation. Marchese hoping to bring the inning to an end. That pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Kenna Goodwin started this inning out with a strikeout. Russ managed an infield single to Mia Goldberg. And then Ansley Moser bunted her over to second. And now Jocelyn Keaton is put in the clutch situation. Can she convert? 2 balls and 1 strike here. Marchese delivers the pitch. Swung on at the high fastball. Nothing doing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-0 lead. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Here is the pitch. It's high. Out of the zone, ball 3. It's a full count now to Ansley. No, to Jocelyn Keaton. Not the worst result if Marchese does walk. And there it is. She does walk Jocelyn Keaton. Pitch in the dirt. So it's a base on balls. Never what you want, but all things considered, there were worse outcomes. Kylie Yates now up to bat, but before that, we have a defensive conference. Let's take that opportunity to really break down exactly how this tournament works. So, there are 10 teams in total, 5 in the Mid-Atlantic region and 5 in the New England region. Each team plays 3 games in pool play. As I mentioned, there are crossover games between regions. It was randomly selected by the coaches. At the end of pool play, the teams in each region are ranked 1 through 5. The 1 seed gets a bye. The 2nd seed plays the 3rd seed. And 4 and 5 play for the opportunity to play against 1. In each division, the winner of the 1 seed versus the 4 or 5 and the winner of the 2nd seed versus the 3rd seed play for their regional championship. And then, once the Mid-Atlantic Regional Championship and the New England Regional Championship has been decided, those 2 winners play each other for the Eastern Regional Championship. And that team, which will be decided this upcoming Wednesday, will move on to represent the Eastern region in the Little League World Series. 0-2, swung on and missed by Kylie Yates. So Marchese shuts the door with 2 runners in scoring position and keeps Maryland off the board. 3 innings gone, it's 2-0 New York. When we return, second half of this game. But for now, commercial break here on PDF Sports Network. Yep. Halfway through this game, folks, at Great Kills Little League. New York leading Maryland by a score of 2-0. New York back up to bat now. It is Amelia Pissarro. Pissarro struck out looking in the first inning. That was a bases loaded, nobody out situation. As a reminder, Avery Curry loaded those bases up, didn't retire any of the first 4 batters, and then sat down each of the next 3. Here's a pop-up to third base. Baker squeezes it for the first out of the inning. And that is the first out recorded by Maryland in this game that was not a strikeout. So Avery Curry's streak comes to an end. 9 consecutive outs as strikeouts, no longer ongoing. Still very impressive. First pitch to Adriana Messina, catches the bottom of the zone. We've seen lots of impressive strikeout performances so far today. This is a ground ball to third. Baker's throw is off target, and Keaton has to come off the bag. We've talked about how difficult it is to play third base in this competition, and there's a perfect example. Baker did everything right, but just could not locate that throw. And now Messina on base with an E5. So well done by Messina to hustle that out. She gets a free base as a reward. And now Sloan Borbulis can move her over. It's 1-1 now. This is popped up foul. Just barely does not crest the top of that net. Could have been a nightmare for a parked car. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. 2 strikes. Curry trying to get back on the K train. Here's the pitch. It's low. Ever since running into that trouble at the very beginning of the game, Curry has been spectacular. However, Marchese has been just a bit better. Curry needs some offense to support her. She gets another strikeout there. Borbulis down. Strikeout number 10 already for Curry. She's not messing around at all. First pitch to Rosalie Tampa is a called strike. 0-1. Tampa was the first batter of the second inning. She struck out swinging. Here's the 0-1. That's fouled away down the first baseline. So Tampa trying to catch up to the pace of that fastball. We'll see if Curry sticks with the heat or she mixes up the tempo. Runner on first base. It's Messina. Here's the 0-2. It's low in the dirt. Gets past Rohrer. Messina will advance to second. Curry advised Rohrer not to throw, and so she didn't. I think that's a good sign of confidence from Curry. She's telling her catcher, don't worry about the base runner. I got this. 1-2. Just misses. Must have been low. From the commentator's angle, that looked like it caught the zone, but I don't make the decisions around here. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch is way high. Gets past Rohrer. Messina takes a few steps, but decides to retreat. Rohrer makes a strong throw to third. I think Messina made the right decision there. Had she gone, she would have been dead to rights. Don't want to end the inning on the base paths. It's a full count now. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Avery Curry said she got this, and she did. 11 strikeouts through 4 innings for the Maryland catcher, but Maryland's still behind. They've got to score 2 to get level with New York. They'll give it their 4th attempt in just a minute after these commercial breaks. PDF Sports Network, see you soon. Well, Maryland have got to get the bats going. It's the 4th inning. They've only got 2 hits, and they're behind 2-0. Ella Marchese has been stellar in the pitching circle, keeping a hold of that 2-run advantage. She also has been the producer of both of New York's runs. She's got a pair of RBI singles, very much mirroring the performance earlier today from Maine pitcher Natalie McCurdy, who pitched a shutout and grabbed a pair of RBI herself. Talk about putting the team on your back. Swing and a miss from Reagan Smith. We're back at the top of the batting order. Second time around for Maryland. Maryland have yet to bring up more than 4 batters in an inning against Marchese. This ground ball snagged by the pitcher. Thrown over to first for the out. Smooth moves from Marchese. That ball was not easy to grab, and she made it look simple. Now it is Brooklyn Schnabel. She was one of the few base runners in the first time around the order. She walked in the first inning. Did not make it past second base. 1 ball, 0 strikes. Here's the pitch. Catches the bottom of the zone, 1-1. Ella Marchese looking to keep Maryland off the scoreboard. This has been a softball tournament full of strong pitching performances, and Marchese working towards adding her own name to that list. That's a called strike. And now it's 2-2. She hasn't been racking up the strikeouts in the same way that Curry has, but she is in line for the win, and that's what matters most. Doesn't matter how you get the outs. 2-2 pitch is high. Now the count is full. Marchese getting advice from her coach saying, don't overthrow. We'll see if she can follow that advice. At risk of walking Schnabel for the second time. Here's the 3-2, fouled off, and we'll do it again. Schnabel not making it easy here for Ella Marchese. Really trying to dig in for her team. They need any spark they can get. Another foul ball. 7-pitch at bat thus far. And we're guaranteed at least one more. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Marchese sets, rocks back, pushes forwards, and it's fouled off again. Schnabel fighting it off. Not going down easily. 1 out, 2 strikes, 3 balls, nobody on base. Here's the pitch. It's high ball 4. So Schnabel gets a second walk. Really impressive work to keep fouling off all those pitches in and around the zone. Eventually, Ella Marchese makes a mistake. And now it's a 1-out base runner for Maryland, and they have the tying run up at bat. It's Madeline Schiffler. She made good contact in her first at bat. She flew out to the center fielder, Borboulis. Here's the pitch from Marchese. It's grounded back to the pitcher. Marchese opts for the easy option at first, gets the force out. So it's a fielder's choice. New York coaches advising the first baseman, Amelia Pissarro, to throw to second. I don't blame her for choosing not to. Only 1 more out until the end of the inning. You don't want to accidentally give a runner an extra base. This is grounded to Goldberg. She fields and delivers to first for the 3rd out. So Ella Marchese continues to march through this Maryland lineup. It is 2-0 New York headed into the 5th inning. PDF Sports Network covering this softball 10U regional tournament. 2 innings left. We will take a commercial break. We enter the 5th inning of this softball game between New York and Maryland in the regional pool play for the Eastern Championship 10U. New York is ahead 2-0. They are up to bat here in the top half of the inning. Still anybody's game for the taking, but the visiting team definitely in pole position. No doubt they're hoping to add on to their lead as 2 runs can quickly be turned around. However, Ella Marchese has been stellar on the mound. Maryland yet to figure her out. On the other hand, the girl currently throwing that ball is Avery Curry, and she has been spectacular in her own right. She's got 11 strikeouts through 4 innings pitched. She faces off against Ariana Tricomi. The count is 2-2. Here is the pitch, and that's high. Tricomi lays off the fastball. Tricomi, like many others, struck out in her first at-bat. She was the second out of the 2nd inning. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's low, ball 4. Tricomi with good patience. She earns a free base. And the leadoff batter is on first. Now it is Penelope Chiricella, the shortest player in the game. Talked about it in her first at-bat. However, she's made plenty impact. Squares up the bunt. Pulls back the bat, I think just in time. It's ball 1. That pitch just nicks the zone for strike 1. That pitch is in the zone as well, but it bounces off of Rohrer's glove. And Tricomi was alert. She ends up on second base. Swing and a miss on that pitch. It's 2-2. Chiricella went down in 3 pitches in her first at-bat, swung at each of them, did not make contact. Two-two pitch, swung on and missed by the eager Chiricella. She strikes out for the 2nd time. That is number 12 for Avery Curry. Now with 2 outs and a runner on second, it is Amy Goldberg. She took the first pitch for, I believe it was a called strike. 0-1. What can she do? Goes for the bunt again and misses. And now she's behind. 0 balls, 2 strikes. Goldberg with an opportunity here to drive home New York's 3rd run of the game. But she's got to protect the plate. Avery looking for her 13th strikeout. Doesn't get it there. That's ball 1. New York, after playing Maryland today, will face off against... No, I'm sorry. This is their final game. They're 1-1, and this will finalize their record in the regional standings for pool play. So This is a game they've really got to win. 2-2 here. On the outside corner, strike three. Curry does it again. A backwards K for Amy Goldberg. Continuing to rack him up is Avery Curry. She's doing her darndest to keep this game close. Pitch gets away from Curry. Oh, no, sorry. It's a base hit. In to score is Tricomi. My goodness, Mia Goldberg ends up on third, and in the blink of an eye, New York's got their third run of the game. My goodness, my apologies, folks. I was looking down at my scorecard. Didn't even realize that Mia Gold took a hack at the first pitch and ended up with an RBI triple. Beautiful, aggressive batting from the leadoff hitter. And she gets an important insurance run for her team there. Wow, how about that? I think we probably consider that a double. She advances on the throw. Comey comes all the way around. It's only the fourth hit surrendered by Curry. I should say fifth hit, but it's the third run as well, so it's the timely hitting for New York that makes the difference. Getting that ball in play with runners in scoring position. And we've got a defensive conference. Avery Curry getting some water. Just an opportunity to rest and recuperate. So New York gets multiple base runners for the third time, and they've scored each time they've done that. Will they put a crooked number on the scoreboard? A multiple run rally could really put this game to bed. As a reminder, New York does not have another pool play game after this, but Maryland does. They will play Pennsylvania at 2 p.m. on Monday. And New York will certainly be rooting for them. I'm not aware of what the tiebreakers are, but if Maryland is able to defeat Pennsylvania, that gives New York at least a chance of snagging first place in the regional standings. That, of course, necessitates a victory here. That's certainly not guaranteed, although it is looking favorable. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Madison Pyrus. She takes a cut at that one, fouls it down the first baseline. Runner on second base, 2 outs. Runner on third base, I should say. Curry trying to limit the damage. Wiping the sweat off her hand. I think she's feeling the pressure a little bit right now. Pyrus perfectly fine with a walk. Wants to extend the inning. That's high for ball 4. Great work from Pyrus. Keeping things going. For the hot bat, Ella Marchese. Well, she already has 2 RBI in this game. She's hit a single in both of her at-bats. Can she do it again? Takes a tentative swing at the first pitch. I think she would have taken that one back if she could. It's 0 balls and 1 strike. Curry Must stay focused here. This is grounded right back to the pitcher, and Curry will flip it to Keaton for the third out. So Curry does get out of the jam, but once again, New York is able to poke one run home. So we've got some camera issues, folks. We'll try to fix that. For now, we will take a break. When we return, it is the 6th inning. Final opportunity for both of these teams. PDF Sports Network. All right. Well, our technical problems are no longer. And just like that, first pitch swinging for Avery Curry. She's got a leadoff single. I think I made a mistake at the last half inning, said we're going into the 6th. That's not quite true. We are in the bottom of the 5th. So it's a leadoff single for Curry. Exactly what her team needed. It's her second hit of the game, and she gets an extra base there. And just like that, she's in scoring position. Last time Curry was on second base, she had a bit of a standoff with the catcher where Addison Harkins kept threatening to throw behind Curry. On the 4th time of asking, she did throw. Curry was thrown out on the base pass. I think she'll be slightly more conservative here. Kylie Cook up to bat. Takes that pitch low. And no, Curry's doing the same thing. No fear. It's 1-2 now. Marchese hoping to keep the shutout. She's got a 3-run cushion. So there is margin for error. But she doesn't want to need it. Count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kylie Cook. Cook struck out for the first out in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Cook can bring in Maryland's first run of the game if she can put the ball in the outfield. Here's the delivery from Marchese. Lined right back to the pitcher. What a snag. Holy moly, what a play. That ball was struck well by the bat of Kylie Cook directly at Marchese, who put up her glove as a reflex, and she put it in the exact right spot for the line out. Talk about defense. And man, that's a tough break for Maryland, because in most circumstances, that is a base hit. Ella Marchese doing everything here for New York. And now there's 1 on and 1 out for London Baker. She pops one foul down the 3rd baseline. It's out of play. Goodness gracious. Well, for any of you who may have been running out of energy, that'll definitely bring you back alive. That pitch is low. Doesn't get away. Curry goes anyway, and the throw squeaks out of the glove of Adriana Messina. So Curry is successful in her attempt to steal 3rd this time around. Can London Baker break the barrier? That pitch is high. It's 2-1. Marchese still in control here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fouled back 2-2. Still only 1 out in the inning. Marchese in a slight jam here. But again, allowing 1 run would not be the end of the world. Baker takes a cut at that one and fouls it. Trickles towards the third base dugout. Maryland desperately needs to chain together a couple of hits here. If Baker can make some contact, everything will look differently for this home team. Two balls and 2 strikes here. Marchese still has some wiggle room. Can she put Baker away? Pitch didn't come out right, and that's a ball. So now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. New York. Can they keep the door shut? This is popped softly. It's out of the glove of Marchese. Curry is running, and she will score. Heads up play by Avery Curry on the Ella Marchese misplay. In and out of her glove. Tough play to make, reaching back over her shoulder. She got her glove in the right spot, but just couldn't squeeze. So it's an E1 and a run scored. First run of the game for Maryland, and it's a huge one. Still only 1 out, and a runner on first for McKenna Goodwin. One ball, no strikes. Marchese's got to lock back in here. That's out of the zone, ball 2. That really is the first step that Marchese has took wrong all day. She has played stellar, not only defense, not only offense, but she's pitched wonderfully as well. You really can't ask for much more. And now it's time for the rest of the team to lift her up when she makes one unfortunate error. It's 3-0. Needs a strike here. Does Marchese, and that's high for ball 4. So now there's 2 runners on. Tying runs on base. This could be vital for Maryland. A hit from Evelyn Russ here, who already knocked a single today, could tie things up. Can Marchese keep things composed? This ball is grounded to second, fielded by Goldberg. Over to Pissarro at first. And that is the second out of the inning. Great defense from Mia Goldberg. She shifted over to her left so smoothly. And now Ella Marchese does have a route out of this inning. Runners at second and third. It's Goodwin and Baker. 1 run already scored this inning. The New York lead brought down to 2. It is Ansley Moser. Here's the 1-0. Takes a half-hearted swing at that high fastball. It's 1-1. Moser grounded. Sorry, it was not a ground ball. It was a bunt down the first baseline for which she was thrown out. It was a sacrifice bunt. She quickly behind 1-2. So Marchese, 1 strike away from minimizing the damage here. Can she shut the door? 1-2 pitch fouled off. It's been her toughest inning so far. The first time she's faced more than 4 batters in an inning. But if she wants to secure this victory, she's got to pull it together. Here it is again. And that's high. It actually gets past Harkins, but nobody moves. Even though runners take extra bases on wild pitches quite often in this game, the backstop is not large enough for a runner to advance home. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marchese rocks back, pitches, fouled away again. Moser doing a good job of staying in this at bat. She's staying alive, keeping the rally going. She knows that this might be the last good chance that Maryland gets. Can they take advantage? Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Ella Marchese opens the door just a tiny bit wide enough for Avery Curry to score, but then slams it shut on Ansley Moser. Maryland does get on the board. They get their first run of the game, and they trail by a score of 3-1 going into the 6th inning. One more inning to play here between New York and Maryland. That action is coming up soon after this commercial break on PDF Sports Network. Into the 6th inning, folks. This is it. New York in potentially their last inning of pool play here, trying to improve to 2-1. Maryland looking to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. But before they do that, they have to prevent New York from widening the gap. First up is Harkin, and she lines one past the third baseman, Baker, for a leadoff single. So leadoff batter gets on base. That was a tough play for Baker to make. She almost made the pick, but just couldn't quite come up with it. Harkins ends up on first. We have another defensive change here for Maryland. Seems to be a cycling of the left fielder. So now it is Evelyn Russ, number 34, who takes left field. And Kylie Cook is back to being an extra hitter. Meanwhile, the count is 1-1 to Amelia Pissarro. Two and one now. Avery Curry trying to reel it all in. She's been very impressive with the strikeouts. Again, she's got 13 Ks. She's also allowed 6 hits. Those 6 hits have been enough for New York to put themselves in front. Swing and a miss there, and that's another strikeout for Avery Curry. Number 14. She just keeps on chugging. 1 on and 1 out for Adriana Messina. Messina was the pitcher in New York's previous game. She makes contact on the first pitch, pushes it foul down the third base line. And in that game, Messina pitched 5 innings. She allowed 5 hits, 2 runs. It was a great performance. However, she came out on the wrong side of the decision. Fouls off that pitch as well, and she's behind. I love how Messina, as she's taking her instructions from her third base coach, she always holds up the hand to ask for time from the ump. Very professional. Messina is 0 for 2. She reached on an error, goes down, looking on strikes there. Avery Cook continuing to find that outside corner with precision. Strikeout number 15. And there she matches the highest total we've seen on this field today. First pitch is low. Advancing is Harkins, and she reaches second base safely without a throw. One and 0 here to Sloan Borbolis. That's low. Borbolis has been an important presence out there in center field. She made an impressive running catch in the first inning off a ball hit by Madeline Schiffler. She grounds this one to first. Keaton picks it up, steps on the bag for the third out of the inning. So Avery Curry makes short work of the top half of the sixth, and now Maryland has 3 outs to score at least 2 runs. If they can put 2 on the board, they extend this game into extra innings. Otherwise, the game will come to a conclusion and New York will improve to 2-1. Just as a reminder, Maryland's still in search of their first victory, and now they have a chance to do it in come-from-behind, walk-off fashion. Everything will be decided in just a couple minutes' time after this commercial break here at PDF Sports Network. Well, this is it, folks. Final frame of this game. Maryland trailing 3-1 in the bottom of the sixth. The only thing that stands between them and their comeback is Ella Marchese. She's pitched 5 innings of 1-run ball. She has only allowed 3 hits in that process. And Maryland are going to have to find some answers if they are going to stun New York on their home field. First pitch is a called strike. The first batter of this inning is Jocelyn Keaton, the first baseman. One here from Marchese. Swings and misses, and now she's behind 1-2. Keaton walked in the third, and that was her only plate appearance. Can she get on base again? That's on the outside corner, strike 3. So Marchese collects her 6th strikeout of the day, and what better time to do it? And now it is Kylie Yates. And after Yates, it's back to the top of the lineup. Yates takes a loose cut at a high fastball. 0-1. Second pitch misses the zone, 1-1. Marchese on the verge of delivering her team their second victory of pool play. 1-1 pitches in the dirt. So Kylie Yates getting ahead. She will no doubt take a walk if possible. Here's the 2-1, and it hits her. Kylie Yates takes one to her right heel, and Maryland will not care how they get it. A base runner is a base runner. And now, coming up with one out and representing the tying run is Reagan Smith, the leadoff batter and right fielder. Smith is 0 for 2. She struck out in the first, grounded out to the pitcher in the fourth. Fouls off the first pitch. Smith definitely eager to swing that bat, wants to make an impact. Important to maintain her discipline even in this high pressure situation. A 1 pitch is high. Here's the 1-1. And that's lined to second on the bounce. Goldberg fields it. They get the out at second. And they will not throw over to first. Reagan Smith will replace Kylie Yates at first. Not a productive out. Smart defense from Goldberg, who has been perfect in the field all day. Maryland down to their final out. Schnabel has walked twice. Can she do it again? If she were to get on base, she would be the tying run. Marchese misses the mark there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schnabel standing in. She pops that one. Goldberg tries to get it in the fly and just barely misses that opportunity. Off the edge of her glove. She might have had a chance if she let it bounce. Instead, Schnabel reaches safely at first. I think we can rule that a single. It was a difficult play. Tying runs are now on base, folks. The pressure is mounting. This ball is grounded to first, fielded by Pissarro, and she will step on the bag to end the game. New York takes the 3-1 victory. Maryland tried to mount a comeback in the 6th, but couldn't make it happen, much like New York themselves in the game just before this one. That game's long forgotten in the minds of these players in red and black. And they end pool play with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. This Maryland team fought hard and made the New York pitcher, Ella Marchese, work for it. But work for it she did, and she gets the victory for her efforts. Avery Curry, she was outstanding as well. A 15 strikeout performance. Hard to believe you can do that and still lose. But that's the sort of events we've been witnessing here at Great Kills Little League. So, New York, guaranteed winning record in their pool play results. They will be rooting for Maryland on Monday at 2 p.m. when they face off against 2-0 Pennsylvania. Aside from that, all they can do is wait. Speaking of waiting, you can do that as well because we've got one more game lined up today. It's a 7 p.m. matchup between Massachusetts and Connecticut. That action will be going down right here on PDF Sports Network. But until then, we will take a break, a longer break, and we will see you about 5 or so minutes before the commencement of our final Saturday matchup. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Aaron Cohen with my amazing engineer, Alex, and we will be back in due time. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good night.